Look, this is a nice trail. This is lovely.
We didn't lose anything, did we?
Good morning, everybody. Today our fishing adventure is going to be bank fishing off of the river, but the spot that we have to go to requires four-wheel drive, and my truck does not have four-wheel drive. So we've loaded up the Jeep, we got all of our poles, we got an ice chest. We're going to be out there for a while, and the whole family's going. So we're going to set up and see what type of fish we can bring in. We'll probably do some catfishing. We're going to check it out. I've never been to this spot before. I've been to the off-road park just briefly, just to check it out, but I've never been down to where I'm going to fish at. But looking at the map, it looks like it's not something I'm going to be able to take my truck down to, so we're taking the Jeep, and we will see you all down at the water. Down here to, this is the Arkansas River behind me, and then we have a little creek that also kind of splits off there, so we might get to fish a river and a creek in the same day. Where we're at is called Whitewater ORV Park. It's an off-road park not far outside of Tulsa. It's about 20 minutes away from my part of Tulsa. It's just outside of a place called Sand Springs, and it is completely free to use. It is an 80-acre off-road park with tons of trails. So in order to get to this exact spot, you would either need to walk a long ways or you need to have a four-wheel drive. That's why we did not take my truck. And it's not so rough as it is, it's very sandy, so you lose traction pretty easily. In fact, getting out here was a little squirrely even with the Jeep, because we just have road tires. We don't have sand tires, and going back out, because we got to go uphill to go out, might be a little bit tricky. But we're gonna get all the poles out, get the canopy set up, and this is where we're gonna be hanging out for the majority of the day, and we're gonna see what we got. I brought the puppy dogs with me too. We've got the little tiny one is my wife's dog. I don't like her very much. And then he's my puppy. He's Ruger.
All puppies.
He's just, we only got him like a month or two ago.
About 7 weeks.
Yeah, and he's getting big. He's gonna be a hunting dog if he can ever get over his fear of riding in vehicles, because he gets car sick and he doesn't like riding in vehicles. Instant canopy for some shade, which is super great in the summertime. But if you're going out into sandy areas or just anywhere, I have these like ridiculously heavy duty stakes you can find online, and they're super useful from to keep this canopy from turning into a giant kite. You just twist them into the ground, and that keeps them from flying away. All right, we got the area more or less set up. I've got this catfish pole rigged up, and I'm going to find me a spot to set it in and wait for a catfish bite. This looks like it's all right here. Get the rod holder in, and now you can watch me cast my reel wrong, because as I had mentioned before, I didn't have anybody to teach me. So whenever I first picked up a spinning reel, I just started casting it the way that I thought made the most sense. And to me, this made the most sense. So I think this water is really shallow though. It'll probably still produce something. We'll see. We will see. All right, well, the kids are playing in the water and everything. I'm gonna go check out this creek on the other side of these woods here and see if it's deep enough to fish for bass in. Looks like I got a fishing partner. Are you coming with me, Ruger? Okay. If he He doesn't make a good hunting dog. Maybe he'll make a good fishing dog. I don't know what a fishing dog is, but we'll see. Well, this is that creek I was talking about. And it's about like 8 inches deep. So I'm gonna make the educated guess here and assume that we're not gonna find any bass in it. So we'll find another little spot to fish, probably the shoreline of the river. Come on, Ruger, let's go. I'm gonna try fishing out this little point a little ways so I can get into the deeper water on the river here. Plus this way I'll be within sight of my fishing pole, and I actually see a big old fish, but I can't tell what it is. Man, I think that is it a catfish or a carp? Oh, that's a carp. Watch how close this carp is gonna let us get. And I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera or not, but oh, there he goes. Several carp in this area. Thing is, they will eat on catfish bait, so maybe I can catch myself a carp on my catfish pole. All right, that spot didn't prove very fruitful. So I'm gonna come out here to the mouth of the creek and throw in a bigger jig to get it out further into some slightly deeper waters. I don't really see any cover for bass, so I don't know if we're gonna catch anything bass. Well, oh, I had something grab onto my line. So that's interesting. I didn't expect that to happen at all. Are you swimming over to me? Hey, Boopers, you're all wet and sandy. Oh. These carp are just too tempting for me. I mean, they're like right there on the shore, like way in shallow. So I'm gonna see if they are interested in this bait that I've put out for catfish. I just don't know if they care for it at all. Just out there eating at the bottom of the water. See if that'll get their attention. No more luck over at that other spot. So I've come back up this creek. I guess I'm being followed. And we're gonna head over to the mouth of the creek where it gets deeper. See if it's even possible to catch a fish right next to these loud children. I am throwing an awfully big spinning rig for this area. Let me switch to a smaller one. There's a bunch of bluegill popping at the top of the water over here. And bass eat bluegill, so one would assume that where there's bluegill, there's usually bass. Definitely a ton of little water skippers moving around at the top of the water. That's what the bluegill are eating. I think that's what's tugging at my line on occasion. Getting a little tug. And I think it's bluegill. Not quite big enough to eat my lure. Ruger, I'm trying to fish over here. What are you doing in the water, dude? Come on, get out of the water. Ruger, get. Ridiculous. Don't try and cast directly underneath that tree. You're gonna get hooked in that tree. Well, bass fishing in that creek didn't quite turn out. I don't think there's any in there. Or, well, there's none that are willing to play. You gotta wear gloves to handle this catfish bait because it smells terrible and your hands will smell like it for days later. Unless you want to bleach your skin right off, you could do that, get rid of the smell. So I'm gonna sit here and watch a catfish rod and see if I can get lucky and get a catfish or a carp maybe. But I brought my bass pole just in case over here because I'm at the point here between the creek and the river and it looks like I've got my options available to me. Sometimes not always up for the excitement of bass fishing, and this is just the right kind of fishing to enjoy. Sitting here and doing nothing, waiting for a fish to bite. All right, I've given up on fishing for catfish because something keeps stealing my catfish bait, picking my hook clean. And I'm assuming it's like a crawdad or something, but I'm getting annoyed with handling that catfish bait, so I want to fish this brush pile a little bit with a weightless plastic. Well, didn't catch anything, but it is time to leave, so I'm packing up. And we still got to make it out of here. It's quite the trek on this relatively soft sand, so we will see if we can get on out of here without getting the Jeep stuck. And we will see y'all at the trailhead. Your britches.
We didn't lose anything, did we? Which way are we going?
This way, I think. Like a park trail.
That's why.
Just want to get out of the sand.
What we do for fishing. Oh, hey, look.
Oh, look. This is a nice trail. This is lovely. That's really bouncy.
My head hit the ceiling.
Mine did, but I have the steering wheel to hold on to.
I have my seatbelt on.
Quite the bumpy ride, but we made it. We made it out of there. So this was a fun adventure. Getting to go off-roading and get to go fishing at the same time. Took all the kids, and it's really only like the second time that I've taken this Jeep off-road, like in a real off-road trail, because it's our family vehicle, and I don't really like to just take it off-road to potentially damage it just for no good reason. But fishing is a good reason. So we didn't technically catch nothing because my wife caught a clam, so that counts. We weren't skunked out. We caught something. Anyhow, this has been a fun day, fun adventure. The kids got to swim, I got to fish, got to sit back, relax, and do a little bit off-roading there and back. So we will catch you all on the next fishing adventure.